You don't have to. I'm not obstructing. I'm standing right here in the hallway. I asked to see the judicial order.
So welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Linda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos and leave commentaries, you guys are the real MVP. So lovelies, I came across this video right for you and I thought to share why people are actually so disappointed, to the result of their actions. They are like, oh my God, we are so tired of, white people's problems. I'm just going to roll a clip that have been going viral all through, 2 days ago to today, where a mayor was actually arrested by ICE, all because he was trying to pave way for an immigrant that is wanted to do things the right way. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into it.
Last month, a Democratic member of Congress from New Jersey and a Democratic mayor were both arrested. Last week, a United States Senator, Democrat, was forced to the ground for simply asking questions. He was handcuffed. And now today, a Democratic candidate for mayor of New York City and the city's comptroller was arrested. Arresting members of the opposition party is what we see in dictatorships, not the United States of America. Millions of people came together this past weekend to demand no king. And now we have to get even louder. The Trump administration is using immigrants and immigration to push forward their political agenda of complete and absolute power and control. We have to make our voices as loud as they've ever been. And it's time for everyone who loves this country, Democrats, Republicans, unaffiliated, to band together against the Trump administration and say enough.
Hello, ICE. I'm Linda, and I want to talk about your lack of regard for the law. In a world where a man impersonating law enforcement assassinated a Democratic politician, you still refuse to identify yourselves. Earlier today, I watched a video of a gang of unidentified men arrest Brad Lander, the comptroller and mayoral candidate of New York City. I say arrest in quotes because you did not say you were arresting him. He repeatedly stated you had no authority to arrest a U.S. citizen, even as he was being handcuffed. By whom? Official law enforcement without authority? Or men impersonating law enforcement? It's unclear. Here's what I saw. Men wearing apparel from a variety of agencies: police federal officer, FBI, police ERO, which is the Enforcement and Removal Operations Division of ICE. Men in t-shirts, men with full face masks, men wearing official-looking apparel and backwards baseball caps, men chewing gum. The man who actually cuffed Lander was wearing a t-shirt with the logo Si vis pacem para bellum, a Latin phrase meaning, if you want peace, prepare for war. You did not even answer the questions posed by Lander's press secretary after she identified herself and the comptroller. Her questions? Where are you taking him? And under whose authority? Until the moment you allowed one member of Mr. Lander's security detail to enter the elevator and disappear with him, I wasn't sure if this abduction was going to end in another political assassination. Moments before Lander was whisked away, he had linked arms with a man leaving an immigration courtroom, attempting to escort him from his court appearance. Lander repeatedly asked to see a judicial warrant. His request was met with handcuffs. About 2 hours later, a DHS spokesperson said Lander was arrested for assaulting law enforcement and impeding a federal officer. Now, I wasn't there, but I reviewed a half a dozen videos or so, and I did not see him assault anyone. However, I did see you assault him. That is how brazen you have become. No one is safe. Not U.S. citizens, not public officials, not members of the legislative branch like Republican LaMonica McIver and Senator Alex Padilla. Not members of the judicial branch like Judges Hannah Dugan and Shelley Joseph. That is why these incidents are happening in broad daylight, in front of cameras, specifically to create fear. If you want peace, prepare for war. Tell me, why exactly is the United States of America threatening war against its own citizens? By ICE. Unfortunately, I don't think this is the last conversation we're going to have.
We strongly condemn ICE actions. It was completely unacceptable. Hold on one second. It's incredible timing. It's incredible timing. I can't believe it. I know. We strongly condemn. You're going to pick up Brad? Hey, make sure you order an extra car for his huge balls. Am I right? Oh, this guy's crazy. No, I'm still here. No, I don't want to hear anything about Lester Holt. We get David Muir or we walk. Let's see Mamdani do that, you know? Let's see it. He's getting arrested tomorrow, guaranteed. Well, then maybe we do today instead of Good Morning America. How's that sound? Huh? Cuomo. More like Cuomo. We'll work on it. We'll work on it. You said Oprah? I'm listening.
Y'all gotta wake the fuck up. ICE just arrested Brad fucking Lander in New York City in immigration court. Brad Lander is a wonderful progressive candidate running for New York City mayor. He is also the goddamn comptroller of New York City. He's one of the most powerful people in the country. He audits the finances of New York City, which has a population larger than 38 states, don't you forget. He's accompanying people to immigration court, as he's been doing for quite some time to make sure their rights are honored and protected. ICE tried to snatch somebody from a hearing, and he demanded repeatedly to see the judicial warrant, which is what you should do and is your right and what ICE is supposed to have legally to take anybody. And they fucking manhandled him and they arrested him. ICE does not have the authority to arrest US citizens. This shit is out of control. They are arresting mild-mannered white dudes who are powerful elected officials. Nobody is safe. Get off your fucking asses and do something. Abolish ICE, my God.
Hey, mayoral candidate from New York, Brad Lander, was just arrested by ICE. He was at the courthouse, immigration courts, and was standing next to a man who ICE was very much, you know, like a thief in the night, just waiting to catch their fucking prey in the immigration court. And a man who is running for mayor, Mr. Lander, was standing next to the man. If I'm not mistaken, they were arm in arm. Their arms were interlocked. ICE goes in to detain the man, and Lander says, yep, no problem. Just show me your judicial warrant. Because you can't arrest somebody unless you have a warrant. Obviously. So unless you have an arrest warrant, this is kidnapping. Also, everybody in the video, the ICE agents, were in blue jeans, t-shirt, full face mask, full, can't see nothing. Now, given the fact that a man in Minnesota was able to go to 4 Democratic lawmakers' houses, murder 2 people, and severely injure another 2, I do, you know, if there's one time where it's really 911-ish for you boys to fucking identify yourself, it's right now. Do you have a warrant? They failed to present a warrant, and instead just arrested him too. This is what we know so far.
ICE cannot arrest U.S. citizens, period. It's illegal. If you're a U.S. citizen, ICE has 0 authority to arrest you, 0 authority to detain you, even if you're inside immigration court. Now, if somebody's yelling and carrying on in immigration court, a U.S. Marshal could arrest you for obstruction of justice. But an ICE officer, they're not allowed to touch you. They can't lay a hand on you, and if they do, it's an abuse of power. If I was mayoral candidate Brad Lander, I'd be immediately filing a Bivens claim against that ICE officer. That's a lawsuit against that specific individual for being individually responsible for violating my constitutional rights. And I'd be filing a Federal Tort Claims Act. That's a lawsuit for damages against the federal government, also for violating my constitutional rights. ICE enforces immigration law, but deportation has nothing to do with U.S. citizens. And if I was in court and I was arrested by ICE as an American citizen, I'd be suing them the next day.
Do you want to know what I really think?
Please.
It's bullshit. How dare they take an elected official who's been going down there for weeks to escort people who are afraid to walk into a courthouse in the United States of America because despite them having legal status and following the rules and making their appointments, that they don't know what's going to happen to them. So Brad Lander has stepped up to be a guiding help for them. And this is what happens to him. What the hell is happening to this country? I just left Little Haiti. People are being traumatized. Small businesses, people walking down the street. When I was there in August, the streets were mobbed. People were walking down the sidewalks. There were vendors everywhere. The traffic was crowded. Today, there was silence. People are living in fear.
They're getting so unrepentantly blatant about it. ICE just arrested Brad Lander this morning. He's one of the top candidates to be New York City's next mayor. They arrested him at immigration court because, of course they did. That's the point, to make the statement, to get people to not fight for immigrants. And he was in a hallway with dozens of people. It was crowded, and he kept asking for a judicial warrant. They didn't have one. It's literally intimidating and jailing political opponents. Also, I should say there's footage of it. They're trying to show people that no matter who you are, if you speak out against ICE, you will be arrested for it. He's been released now, but the message was sent loud and clear.
So ICE just arrested another Democratic lawmaker. This time it was Brad Lander in New York City. He's the New York City comptroller. If you recognize his name, that's because he's also running for mayor of New York. He's one of the most popular progressive mayoral candidates, so much so that him and Zohran Mamdani just cross-endorsed each other. And what happened? Well, ICE agents, masked ICE agents, just mauled, arrested, and dragged him out of a courthouse in New York, in Manhattan. This is what fascism looks like. People, if you remember about a month ago, maybe a little less, ICE arrested a black New Jersey political mayor. About a week ago, they arrested a California sitting senator, Alex Padilla. Now they're arresting New York City government officials and Democratic lawmakers. So remain engaged, remain mad. It's only going to get crazier. It's only going to get scarier. Remember that after No Kings protests, Trump said he put out an order to ICE to increase their arrests in New York, to increase their arrests in Los Angeles, and that's exactly what's happening.
A mayor candidate was arrested by ICE at an immigration court in New York.
What happened?
The mayor candidate, Brad Lander, was at an immigration court to ensure immigrants left safely. But then ICE showed up while Brad and the immigrant were leaving court together. Then ICE tried to detain the immigrant, so Brad linked arms with him. And then ICE arrested him too. Videos of other immigrants with their legal documents were seen being arrested as well.
What was ICE's reason for arresting him?
Brad kept asking ICE, do you have a judicial warrant? But ICE never answered him, so Brad kept his arms linked with the immigrant. But then 8 agents wrestled him trying to unlink their arms. They then charged him for assaulting law enforcement and impeding.
But there was no assault on camera.
It's against the law to intervene with an ICE arrest, so he got what he deserved. But once Brad got put in handcuffs, he told ICE it's not legal to arrest U.S. citizens and told them they don't have the authority and they need to show a warrant. But ICE arrested him anyway. This makes him the 4th U.S. official to get arrested by ICE for questioning their immigration rate. He should have just complied and this never would have happened.
You understand the same thing can happen to you, right?
I would never help another human being. It's too late. ICE 2025.
Hey, so ICE just detained and arrested Brad Lander, who is a US-born, US citizen candidate for the New York City mayor's race. This literally just happened. I just saw news about it, and so I don't really know that many details, but from what I've seen, they did not tell him why he was being detained. They did not present him an arrest warrant, and they also just don't have the authority to arrest US citizens for no reason. I'm not like a news account or anything. This is not what I normally post, but this is so incredibly concerning and disgusting and probably illegal. And I just want everyone to know that this is happening and that you are not exempt just because you're a US citizen born in the US, or if you're white or white passing, doesn't seem to matter. If you disagree with ICE, if you verbally, outwardly say negative things about the president, you might get detained.
When Andrew Cuomo says that he would stand up to Trump, I want to ask you something. Do you think that he would stand in an immigration court, ask to see a judicial warrant while ICE agents arrest him? Because that's what the comptroller of New York City, Brad Lander, just did. Brad Lander, in case you don't know, also endorsed Zohran Mamdani, who is another candidate for mayor in New York City. They've co-endorsed each other. So if you are in the New York City area and you actually care about having a mayor who would stand up to fascism so much that he would put his body on the line and his hands in cuffs, I highly encourage you, do not rank Cuomo, and whether they're number one or number two, rank Zohran Mamdani and Brad Lander, because they are the only people I can think of that are running for this race who would even dream of actually putting their ass on the line for you. I cannot stress this enough. What he did, what he was willing to do, is the bare minimum of what should be expected of your elected officials. Rank Zohran and Lander. Do not rank Cuomo. I beg you. Cuomo would throw you to the wolves faster than he can say his own name.
According to one of my favorite TikToker, Karen, she always starts her statements with, well. There's one thing about this present administration. Like, this present administration is actually giving people the tip of the iceberg. Like, everyone is being affected. Like, the way at which things are going is no longer, about people that looks like me getting oppressed and all of that. It's as if this present administration does not really care about anyone. They don't care about if you're pink colored, if you're black, if you're white, if you're like, they just want you to feel the hurt. They want you to feel that, okay, we have arrived. Especially they're of the Democrat. Like, the ones like, okay, since you guys refuse to listen to us, refuse to vote us in, we're gonna show you whom we are. So this mayor, who happens to be a legal citizen, so I think he was actually known for helping most of these people trying to get illegal, like that, trying to get legal, to get their documents and all of that. And this man happens to help this, I think, an immigrants to do so. And all of a sudden, ICE people who are actually known for being in these centers where these guys can get their legal documents, they decided to show up, to arrest someone. And this mayor decided, like, okay, I'm still doing my job. I still want to do my job. And he was asking for a warrant. Like, he was asking, which was supposed to be a right. Like, if you are being apprehended by someone or arrested by someone, you are requested, or you are supposed to request for a warrant, right? And this is exactly what he was trying to do. And before you know it, he was apprehended by ICE. This is to show you that these people do not care about anyone. They don't even follow any form of due process. They don't care. What they will do is that, okay, we're just going to do our job. Like, the fascism that I see here is just something not to write home about. I hope everyone is actually saying what people that looks like me is trying to prevent. It's trying to make people understand. Like, it's not longer all about. And I was just going through a fight for you. Someone was like, the reason why he feels that so many people are complaining right now, especially coming from, is because they have been affected one way or the other. It's no longer people that looks like me or some, demographic people. Everyone is getting the hit left, right, and center. You even if you are a pink color person, if you don't get hit by the way at which things are drastically increasing in price, you get hit by the way at which you just disgraced or arrested this mayor. I actually heard that he's been released, but he was like, okay, he's sleeping in his house right now. His lawyer is gonna take over everything, but he's so concerned about the person that is in the ICE detention. I know he's still okay. He's a citizen, so, but seriously, things are getting out of hand. That even you as a citizen, you are not you are not left alone. Even as a citizen, you might actually be apprehended, and stayed in ICE detention for like 3 to 4 days before every protocol has been observed and you are released. So, oh my goodness, it has actually been a lot. Anyway, lovelies, will just leave your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please, lovelies, if you've not subscribed to this channel, do your goal a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.